Ryan, I have the privilege of welcoming our guest, Pastor Steve Epting, Sr., to our program this evening, and I know that you are going to be fascinated, as I am, by his life journey, his ministry, and his dedication. So, Pastor Epting, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sister Catherine.
And I'm going to ask you, first of all, to introduce yourself by telling us where you were born, where you grew up, and where you went to school.
Oh, okay, great. My name is Steve Epting. I am a pastor of Hope Community Church, but I grew up on the south side of Chicago. I'm a native Chicagoan and had the opportunity to be a part of an elementary school. I graduated from St. Lawrence Elementary School and then went to Hales Franciscan.
Hi.
Yeah, went to Hales Franciscan.
You are a local boy.
Yeah, I am. and I had the chance to go to Western Illinois University for my undergraduate degree.
And please tell our viewers what you got your degree in.
So I got my degree in law enforcement administration, and when I came home, I ended up going to Chicago State for my master's in community corrections.
Now that's a fascinating beginning and foundation
Yes.
for what eventually becomes your ministry in the church, right?
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about what did you do in corrections and in law enforcement before you became a minister?
So I always had the idea to be some type of law enforcement officer. Didn't make the cut with the FBI, but ended up working with people who had been incarcerated. I started that way, and I worked to get people with backgrounds, get them employed. And so for about 10 years, I worked in workforce development with ex-offenders or people who have been incarcerated. That started my journey. I would have never thought to do that. That transitioned into community corrections, where I ran a couple of correctional facilities, where I learned the ins and outs of people that are transitioning from prison life to home life. And so very difficult space that I found the people that I served in, because they were literally halfway in and halfway out. And so working through how to live a life outside of prison was what I helped individuals with, but it also helped me to understand the issues that people have. I eventually became pastor shortly after that. I think working in the correctional facilities was the best job I've had and probably the worst job I've had, but a great experience nonetheless.
Great. And so how did that then take you to the next steps for ministry as a pastor?
So always went to church, never thought about being a pastor, but I had, over years, I just got more and more committed to the ministry, the church that I attended, and I was asked to pastor a church, and accepted that call. My experience working with people for that many years, or for almost 20 years, helped me to understand the issues that congregants have in living their life. And so it was a great experience. Would have never expected it, but it helped me transition into the life of pastoring a church and dealing with people.
So you came to Hope Community Church, and would you tell our viewers where your church is located?
Hope Community Church is located in the Austin area, 5900 West Iowa in Chicago. It is one of the outreach churches in Austin, and we're excited to be a part of Austin. Austin is a great community, has a lot of needs, but also has a lot of potential, and we're seeing more and more of that potential every day.
That's wonderful. And I know you have a lot of projects at the church. Before I get there, I don't want to forget, you have a wonderful life partner.
Yes.
Where in the process did you meet her, and
So
what is her name?
you don't go to college to get a wife, but I ended up finding my wife in college. We met when we were teenagers, and we're still together today. And so 1985 is when we started dating, and 1990 is when I got married. So I've been married 35 years now.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Never thought I would have gotten this far, but learning how to deal with people makes it important. And one of the things I wanted to just share, that's the reason why marriage is important, because it teaches an enduring a relationship, and learning to love people for longevity. And so I'm glad to have my wife. Shout out to Felicia, who is my wife. We have two beautiful kids. They are grown and out of the house, and so we're loving being empty nesters.
Uh-huh. So you have a son, Stephen Jr.
Stephen Jr., yeah.
And a daughter?
Yes, Sydney.
Wonderful.
And I'm blessed with a grandson, Shane.
How wonderful.
Yeah.
How wonderful.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that your own experience of family has shaped your heart and your vision also for some of how you're helping the families in your church.
Yeah, Sister Catherine, I have always been a person that saw needs and wanted to fulfill them. In high school, I was always involved in their community projects, and always wanted to see people succeed and be victorious. And so that has followed me even to today. Our church, and sometimes the church is surprised at the amount of work that we do for the community. We started a food pantry maybe 12, 13 years ago, and it's one of the larger food pantries in Austin. We provide services for young mothers. We provide Pampers and formula for young mothers. I've seen the need for legal assistance in the community, and so twice a month we have lawyers come to the church to help people in civil matters. One of the days that they come for expungements, and so people who want their records expunged, they can come to our church and sit down with a lawyer who can help them for free. Also, on another time of the month, they just do a variety of support in those areas. We work with violence reduction, and so we have a team that goes out and whenever crime has increased, we go in those areas to help reduce and let community members know that they do have support in those areas. And that's just to name a few things. We are always trying to support. We have a daycare service. We're constantly working to meet the needs, because I believe that everyone has a people group. And so, Sister Catherine, I know that the work that you do, you notice that certain people like to help certain people, and so I love to see people minister to the people group that God has filled their heart with. And so every person at the church, they don't have the luxury of being a pew member. They must get involved. They must have their own ministry. I think that's what makes living this life of Christianity so important, that we all have a role to play.
So true. That is so true. Let me ask you, what do you find to be the greatest needs of the persons who come to your church? And you may have just spoken about some of the resources, but if you had to identify, what are the biggest challenges for the people who are coming?
That's a great question, because one of the things that I realize is that meeting the need is not really the issue. People being hungry, there are people needing just assistance in any manner. That's not the real need. I think more people have an issue with their own identity as well as their own purpose. And so one of the things that we do to draw people to the church and to the love of God is we first help them with their need, but then also we get a chance to share with them how important it is to love God and how much God loves them. And with that, you begin to see that people have a strong desire to have a more of a godly relationship. And we take that and you add that to the community, the community aspect, you start to see your purpose. And I think that is what people need more than anything. They need their purpose, because when you have your purpose, then you're aligned with what's important in your life.
True, so true. So when you talk about violence prevention or having persons from the church go into the community when there have been crimes committed,
Mm-hmm.
do you find that the persons you're trying to help don't have a sense of purpose?
Oh, you see it immediately. People are so in such disarray with social media, with just everyone having opinions that are always out there. Is very confusing, and you see that there is a lack of purpose. One of the things that is concerning is how much we hurt each other, and it's always happened, but it's really promoted right now. And one of the things that we try to do is provide that moral voice and that purpose to individuals. We can all play a difference. I love the person, the man or woman who may not be well liked in their community. Those are the people that I'm drawn to, because them, before they are converted, they get a chance to understand who God is in their life. And when they are converted, they are more productive than people who have done the right thing all their life, because they know from whence they come. And when you can have a person that is victorious about where they come, they have purpose, they have structure, they have self-discipline, you start to see a different person. And people don't think, because as we talk about my life, I would not have known, lest I've had these life experiences, how good God can be, but not only that, how important I can be to my community.
For sure. And speaking of community, you are very involved in the community in many ways.
Yes.
Including chairing the faith-based initiative out of the 15th Police District in Austin.
Yes.
Would you speak about that?
Yeah, I am the chair of the 15th District Faith-Based out of Chicago Police Department. And the purpose of the faith-based department is to bring residents, businesses, community-based organizations, churches together for us to talk about how to address the needs of our community. Mm-hmm. One of the things that's great about it is that no one thinks the same. And for some, that is an issue. But for me, that's a blessing, because everybody can't be like me. Everybody can't be like you. We need each other to be themselves so that we can have a complete effort. And one of the things I'll always share, not that just that God is real, but one of the things in the Bible that says, in Habakkuk 2:2, it says, write the vision. It said, make it plain so that those who read it could run with it. And so we are pushing each other to create a vision where everybody's included and everybody sees their place. This is not about credit. This is not about agendas, but this is about serving the greater good. And for the last 7 to 10 years where I've been doing this work, I've seen relationships that are strong, and I've seen the power of community when they come together. I would have never known or would have never imagined to have that level of success in the 15th district, and we become models for other police districts to follow. And it's not a secret sauce to this, but it's just loving each other and leaving space for each other to share and grow together.
So how often does the faith-based committee work, meet?
Our faith-based meeting is held every first Tuesday of the month. And so we have one coming up the first Tuesday in October. And in those meetings we share events, we share purposes. We also love the fact that new people come all the time. People come from other districts and they say, God, how do you get so many people to come? Well, it's all based on purpose. Mm-hmm. They see that there is a need and they see where they fit into this. And so we have great opportunities. This makes it so good, at our church, because I don't have to know everything. I have a lot of people in the community that know, and I just go and ask them to come and help us out. That's the great thing about community when it's utilized properly.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I hear you really saying to anyone who's listening, you're welcome to come to the 15th District Faith-Based Initiative.
Most definitely.
First Tuesday?
Everyone is welcome.
It's at the police station?
It's at the police station. It starts at 10 a.m. And we only go for about an hour and a half to talk through. And some days we listen, we hear from other organizations or community groups that have events, and so we are always working toward this big vision. And out of that, we've created opportunities for youth sports in this mobilizations where we're working with police and other outreach organizations to bombard communities and share the love of Christ with them, and also the resources that we have, because we're a resourceful people. And so a lot of times you don't have because you don't ask. And so we make ourselves available to see what the needs are before you even ask for it.
So I want to give a shout out to the 15th District and to the faith-based organizations who are working together in this initiative, because you talked about years of this happening.
Yeah.
And I think what you didn't use this word, but the cohesiveness of the group to make a difference.
I've learned to appreciate the police. I've run into over the years just many good police officers that have a heart, that are very excited about the work that they do. And for sure. I'm just going to say this. I think the faith-based group sometimes it makes their job not easier, but more fulfilling. Being a police officer is hard. Being a pastor is hard. Being a CEO of an organization is hard. Life is hard. But when you have the right people around you to live life with, it makes it doable and pleasant. So I have great relationships with our officers and with people in the community that I credit us going through the pain of thinking together and loving together. And so my mantra is, when you call and have a need, you got to talk to me first. we have to talk. We have to check on each other, and then if you need something, we can talk about it then. But we got to care about each other. That's what's most important to me.
Okay, and I think I want to get to another major initiative that you're part of. But if we just stay with the faith-based group for a moment, what would you say are maybe the number 1, 2, 3 issues that the group is bringing that you're all trying to respond to together?
Number one, how do we deal with our youth? How do we engage our youth? How do we love our youth? How do we listen to our youth? And so the faith-based group has several youth groups that are involved, and they work together and they plan together and they create events together to work with youth and listen to them in a way that makes sense. That's primary, our youth. The second thing is how do we reduce the crime, the violence in our community? And so we work with other violence prevention organizations. And I think the church has to be involved in every aspect of that work. They have to be involved, and many times I've noticed this over the years because I've pastored the church for 21 years now. And I noticed in the first half of ministry, the church was always asked to come in after the fact. The church was always included after funding was passed out. The church was included when there was a need. And for me, I think the church needs to be involved at the beginning of all processes. Mm-hmm. We need to talk about morality. It's evident that our morality has dropped, and so it's important for us to continue to always keep that in there. We are a part of a coalition of organizations now that's all throughout the city, but our particular group is the only group with a faith-based component.
And I want to say, we at Maryville are very grateful to be part of this group.
Oh, that's great.
Working with you
yes.
and the other organizations. Now, you're involved in so many things. I'm sure our viewers might be thinking, how can Pastor Epton do anything else? And he does many things besides. But the one that I'd like to highlight for just a moment is Alive Faith Network.
Yes.
In which you are working with Rush, Abbott, and about 100 Chicago area churches.
Yes.
So please tell us.
Yes, through Hope's work with Rush, we established the Alive Faith Network. Health is so important to our life and lifestyle. And I was introduced to Rush years ago when they work with pastors, and I thought it was the best idea ever because pastors are always stressed. They preach about health, they preach about healing, but they don't live it all the time. And so we started the Alive Faith Network together, myself and some individuals at Rush, Dr. Beth Lynch and LaDon Jenkins. We kind of co-direct the Alive Faith Network. And what we do, we offer research opportunities to churches. The Alive Faith Network is 3 pillars. One is clergy health. We have to take care of the pastor in order for him to so that the church can be healthy. Number 2, we have to deal with health ministries. Every church should have a health ministry, and they should have the support to run it. And then thirdly, research. So right now we're running 2 programs. We have a hypertension as well as a physical mobility research project that we're working in about 60 churches right now. And so it is an amazing thing. Again, what I would have never thought that I would be involved in this. Yeah, but it's been a great experience and a great time for me.
And about 100 Chicago area churches participate. How wide a geographic spread is that?
We are on the south side and the west side and the surrounding areas. We go as far as Joliet.
Oh my. Okay.
And we have some churches in Evanston, but for the most part, most of our churches are geographically located in Chicago. Okay. And so these are African American churches because we want to deal with the health disparity in the African American community. For sure.
For sure. And you have good participation.
We have great participation. We just did a survey with our churches just to find out that their need, and we were so excited to learn that we have churches that've been with us for 10 years. We have churches that are ambassadors for us, and then that helps the new churches come in and understand what they're involved in.
Well, Pastor Epting,
yes,
you've shared with us an early career in law enforcement, moving into social needs in the community, moving into being a pastor of a church, and for many years, a pastor of a church and pastor for the people. You've talked about these different networks. We have probably 10 seconds for you to say one last message, if you wish.
One last message, get involved. Get involved wherever you are. If you want to know more about what we do, go to onehopenation.org and check out our ministry. But also, if you're in the 15th district or you want to know how to work a coalition, you can come to our faith-based meetings.
So I want to thank you, Pastor Stephen Epting, Sr.
Yes.
Because we know juniors out there
Yes,
now
yes.
too, as well as your daughter and your wonderful wife.
Yes,
Not to mention a grandchild, huh?
that's right.
Thank you for making time to be with us on Maryville Connects.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for the many ways that you are making life better for children and families in the community.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.